keeping the video quite brief today, but this is my end of the month beauty bank update recap. Obviously it is the end of the year. I was going to post this yesterday. My energies are low. It is because we did have to say goodbye to our dog the last few days. He just, you know, it was his time and we didn't do it. Obviously nature took its course. Not to dwell on that, of course, but my energy levels are very, very low. I also want to go through my goals for this next year because I realize obviously this year for 2024, I haven't been on a no buy. I haven't been really on the low buy. I've just been buying what I wanted to buy and being pretty flexible with my spending and also just what I bring into my collection. If I wanted it, I bought it. Obviously, there have been a lot of items that have come out this year which I have not bought, and I have said to myself, I don't need that. So there has been a little bit of talking myself out of situations, but if you've been following me this year, you know that my collection has grown and you know that I have been buying and bringing in a lot of makeup. So my circumstances are going to be changing over the next couple of months, possibly weeks. And that does mean that I will have a little bit less to spend on things that are not important in life, and makeup being one of them. I mean, I'm not saying makeup's not important, but I am saying that I have enough makeup to last me for several years, so I don't necessarily need to be buying makeup over the next few months, but it is something that makes me happy. And so I will be going on a low buy / no buy, and I will be reintroducing my point system that I used to have a couple years ago. So I did kind of steal these ideas from various people. There's not just one person to credit because everyone has a beauty bank and a makeup rehab style video or situation that works best for them. So I did it for a year and a half, I think, with a point system. Last year or this year, clearly I threw that out the door. I wanted to buy stuff and I did. I'm going to go back into having a set point system where I really can only use the points that I have in my system. And this will definitely prevent me from spending money that I don't necessarily need to spend, and also, you know, give myself more opportunity to finish up the items that I have in my collection so it doesn't continue to grow. I'll talk a little bit about that at the end. Obviously, I do have these stupid little things in my mouth, so I am talking a bit funny. That is why, but it's just how my life is at the moment. So let's go through 2 makeup pans that I've hit. These are spoilers for my Pan Those eyeshadows, which I also will be making a little bit of a change to when I do my intro. So the first one is in my Let's Get Nude palette. This is from Gloss Gods, and I have hit pan now in the shade Golden Hour. I think that was, I don't know, maybe a week ago or something like that. I couldn't recall when that was exactly. I've also hit a pan in this palette. This is the Avatar Last Airbender, the water one, and I hit pan in this shade right here. You might have seen this one already because I did notice that I kind of showed it in a video, but I don't think anyone spotted it. But anyway, yeah, I have hit pan, 2 pans this month, which, you know, back in the day I used to be able to hit like 5 or 6 pans a month, and that was a pretty good month for me, but I'm actually pleased with 2 pans. You know, December is a trickier month, and it's been pretty tough. So all right, I did also finish 2 makeup items. I did speak about these in my project pan, and I actually have since thrown them away, so there's nothing to show you, but I'll put a little bit of a picture or a clip, whatever I can find, if you don't watch my project pans. But I finished my little mini Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I also finished the NYX butter gloss I've been working on for like 2+ years. So those 2 are officially out of my collection. They are my little empties for the month. I'm very, very excited. I think what I'm going to do next year, because I really have never done that before, is I will start collecting my empties again. I used to collect them for like a monthly empties and then I would chuck them, but I think I'm just gonna collect them all and do like an end of year, because I think when you look at the end of year, it's quite impressive, and I kind of wish I had done that again. Or actually, I've never kept my empties for a whole year. I kind of want to do that just to see from my own visual if I'm doing well or if I need to step up the plate a little bit. But hopefully, because I'm not going to be bringing in so much in my collection, I'm going to be able to use what I have more, which I already feel like I do a decent job, but I still don't finish a lot of products, let's be real. So that's definitely a goal of mine for this upcoming year, is to finish more makeup items. All right, I did end up buying quite a bit. All of these were bought during the Black Friday period, and I did end up receiving them in December. So technically I bought them in November, but obviously I received them, we're talking about them in December. I also did buy the Singe Beauty palette, which is stuck in customs, and I just haven't paid to get it out. So I'm going to be the last person on YouTube to receive that palette. It's absolutely fine. I bought it because I wanted it. If you still want to see a video of me looking at it, then I will, but yeah, I'm probably not going to have that for a couple of weeks still, but I knew that was the case. Whenever I buy from the US, it always is the case, and it's a reason why I kind of just, I'm not going to be buying from Colourpop anymore. I kind of stayed away from Alter Ego or Nomad, just things like that. It just is too expensive at the end of the day, but I watch Angie, I even watch her book channel now, and I find it really interesting that there's definitely a trend with beauty crossing over to books. Because I know I did it, she's doing it, I've seen other creators do that. Books is becoming, you know, is kind of taking over the beauty space. Look, correct me if I'm wrong, I was going to do like a deep dive, but I don't do deep dive videos, but I was really interested in doing that because there are so many people, it's not just beauty to books, but it's like different other crossovers, like people who did like vlog channel content. They're noticing that book content gets more views and is really like getting very popular. And so I thought about doing like a really weird deep dive video about it, but I'm probably not the best person to do that. I don't do deep dives, but I thought that was interesting. But anyway, regardless of that, I think she's definitely a creator that I watch and I've been watching for years and years and years and years, and I've supported her on everything that she's done aside from the Oden's Eye palettes, because I just don't like Oden's Eye formula. I have never bought those, but everything else that she's done, especially with Singe Beauty, I have supported, even with the eyeshadow brushes, which I think are really nice. And I just cleaned my eyeshadow brushes, so that was a good thing that I was able to do this weekend. So anyway, that one will be coming, but I will count it towards my January. I think because I did obviously buy it on Black Friday, I'm not going to count it towards my January point system that I'm going to be introducing. That just wouldn't be fair. Alright, so all of these I've shown on my channel one way or another. I did buy a full face of Glamshop. So Glamshop is a Polish indie makeup brand. They also, I think they have a little bit of skincare too. I didn't go completely crazy, but obviously I did a full face, so I did spend quite a bit of money, including an eyeshadow palette. I could have done more, to be fair, because I bought this all during their Black Friday sale, and their pricing isn't really too high, so I feel like they're reasonably, you know, affordable and priced well. So I do have a video on all of these that was just posted recently, but I did get this one. This is their Face Beautifier. It's a light coverage foundation, which honestly in the video I kept talking about, I don't feel like it had enough coverage, but I think it was fine actually at the end of the day, and one of you complimented my skin. So it is the ultra light coverage. Like if you're looking for a light coverage foundation, not the one, but they do have other foundations. Potentially I probably should have tried maybe more of a medium coverage. I just didn't know how light that was going to be. I also picked this up. This is a primer. It's kind of like a Charlotte Tilbury dupe, but it's really not. I thought it was quite nice though. It's kind of shimmery. Blends into the skin just fine. I also picked up a concealer. It's a high coverage concealer. I thought that one was fine. I wasn't too keen on this because I don't think it really did much. This is just a pink loose powder, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I really don't know if this did anything. It definitely mattified my face, but it didn't give like that pink glow that some of these do, and maybe this is not supposed to, but I picked that one up. I got a bronzer. This is the Glam Luxe bronzer. I quite like this, it's quite pigmented. And I also got the blush as well that comes in with it. This is the Glam Luxe, and this is the Elegancy Rose shade, and the bronzer is the Zaska Kujasi. I'm sorry. If you're Polish, I do apologize. Anyway, this is the blush. I thought the blush was also really pretty. So I actually really enjoyed these two. I also picked up this from them, which I ended up wearing for the end of the video. This is just a tinted lip. And actually this is part of their new collection, which I didn't even realize, but this I would definitely recommend. I think the formula is really lovely. It looks a bit pinky rose here, but it actually comes off very peachy, and I really like that. I also got two of their lipsticks, which are also slash lip balms. They're 50% lipstick, 50% lip balm. So these were fun, and I have since actually worn these since that video, and I actually really like them. So this is more of a mauvey one, and this one has a little bit more pigment. I was a little bit harsh on this one on the video. This is a very nude shade, but actually it does show up on the lips. So I actually do like that, and I've worn it since. And I have this one on today. I bought a lot of lip products. I wasn't sure what to go with. This is just another lip balm, but it's like a sheer glossy one. This one I don't think is new. This is their Glossy Tinted Lip Balm, and it's very, very lovely. I do enjoy that. And then the last thing I got from Glamshop, I think that's everything, is this palette. This one, again, when I ordered, there was plenty of stock. I have since seen that this is out of stock, so I don't know if they're going to come back with it. Sometimes their palettes don't come back in stock, but this is obviously, I don't know what that's called, but it's that one. And it's a very fun mustard slash green, and then you have these really like pops of like silver, but obviously they're not just pure silver. And it's fun. Like this one also flips too. You can see it's kind of like a red undertone and then like a green flip. Really fun. I really like the Glamshop formula, and I think I'll get a little bit more use on this come March time when we get closer into spring. Having said that, it's like literally like summer at the moment. I'm in a tank top, and it's been like this for weeks. It is very, very hot. It's it's like summer. It really is. I feel like the weather is nicer now than it was in the summer, which is very strange. Okay, that's everything that I got from Glamshop, but I did pick up some stuff from Gloss Gods because I'm just crazy nutter like that. I swear, if Gloss Gods release more this next year, which I know that they will, I'm gonna struggle not buying them. I really am. So we'll see. Okay, so with Glamshop, I did end up buying a few things on sale during that Black Friday. So I got these little clips, just little fun little clips for when I need them. Because I have had people tell me in the past that me touching my hair all the time annoys them in my videos. So there, I have that to correct myself. I still will do it because it is a nervous habit that I have, but I'm trying my best. I also picked this up when I bought this. This is one of their new lip balm, not lip balms. It's more of a lip oil, and it's called Smitten. They came out with two, and I just got this lighter one. That's a really nice shade. And I got the Molten Metals palette. I didn't get the bundle because I really didn't feel like I needed the singles. So I just got the palette, and this one I've done a video on. I think the quality of the mattes is really good, and I think the quality of the shimmers is really good, but the shimmers don't have, there's no duochromes or multichromes in here. They're just absolutely stunning, like full metallic shades. So if that's up your alley and you like neutrals, then this is great. It's a very, very beautiful palette. Is it my favorite beautiful palette from Gloss Gods? No, but I can't fault the formula, especially the mattes, because I've always said I'm a little bit iffy with the mattes, but I feel like the mattes with this one, they've stepped up their game. And then these two came back in stock. I wasn't going to buy these, but I got an email because I had previously put like a notify me, you know, when something comes back into stock. And these randomly came back into stock, I think the beginning of December. So I bought them. This is the Gal on the Moon, and I've actually gone into this one for my 7 looks. So my next 7 looks that I'll be posting, this will feature in there. I tried to, because this is an all shimmer palette, I tried to do the look with no matte. So probably not the best thing. This is definitely more a companion. This will have to be a companion palette for me because I don't think any of these shades can act as a base. I tried to do some of these purples at the base because obviously they're dark, but I think this will work beautifully with a different palette. And obviously you have these stunning shimmers. I like shimmer only palettes, I really do. especially when they're this quality. I haven't gone into all of them, but there will be a look at some point, but I'm happy to do more with this because obviously I haven't played with it completely. And then I got the Gal on Mars, which I haven't touched at all. So this one I almost went into today for today's look, but I decided not to. But I could have done a similar look, like a much more beautiful look. If I had gone into some of these, it would have been a little bit more punchy. But yeah, I'm gonna wait to do something like, for instance, in this one, you have this shade, which is a more of a satin. Like it's not a satin, but it's deep and dark and rich, but it's not like a metallic. Like I feel like that you could use as a base and maybe layer some of these over if you didn't have a matte. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to figure out if I can use these palettes without bringing in another palette. And I think this one is actually a little bit easier to use than the other one, but I haven't done it, so maybe I'll include this one in the 7 looks as well. I also picked up this. So I thought this was a skincare item, but I read it again, and it is a priming lotion. So this is again from Gloss Gods, and it is relatively new. I thought it was like a little moisturizer. It looks like a moisturizer slash primer, but I'm going to put it with my primers, and I'm going to use it as I do like the Bobbi Brown primer, because I think that's like more of a moisturizer anyway. I'm going to see, because it says it's smoothing and it's calming, and it's a priming mask. So I don't know, I'll test it out, but I'm going to add it to my primer. So all my numbers when I did my inventory video are a little bit off because I do have an extra primer now. Okay, so you'll say, wow, that is a lot of makeup you bought. Yes, it was. It was all during Black Friday though, so I feel like that's somewhat of an excuse. So normally I would go into like makeup stats, but I already did my makeup stats video earlier this month, and you can check that out. I kind of looked at this year versus last year. I also would typically go into like any movies that we've been watching or music that I've been listening to, but I don't think I'm going to do that today. I think for the most part, what I want to talk about is just what I want to do for 2025. So like I said, I want to do a point system. I think I want to go into the month on 0 points. I don't even want to give myself anything to play with. And every time that I finish a makeup item, I will gain a point, and that will be a point that I can use on buying a new makeup item. Anytime that I hit pan in an eyeshadow will be half a point. This is how I did it a couple years ago, and I feel like it worked for me, and I'm quite happy to start at 0 and work my way up. That's how I did it anyway, and I was able to do it. So we'll start that way, and then we'll see how we go. Now with eyeshadow palettes, I'm not going to be cruel to myself and say, oh well, if an eyeshadow palette has 16 pans, then I have to wait till I have 16 points. I'm not going to do that. One eyeshadow palette still counts as just 1 point. I know a lot of people don't do that because obviously you get quite a lot of pans in eyeshadow, and that's absolutely fine, but I'm also here to be kind to myself, and I don't want to like struggle a little bit because then I'll just break my no buy completely. So obviously if new palettes come out and I have 1 or 2 points, I will be able to buy 1 or 2 palettes. But I have to be like careful. If I feel like I'm gaining too many points and still bringing in a lot into my collection, then I will review that, because the whole thing is I actually want to spend a little bit less money. I will have to be spending a little bit less money this year, and so I want to build a system around that so that it makes sense and I don't feel like, oh well, I have this money in the bank, let me just spend it. No, that's my like savings. That's my savings. Let's not like go into my savings. So that is everything that I have for you today. I know it was like a little bit of a shorter video, but hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next year. Bye.